All right, hey, what's going on, everybody? So I'm just gonna do a recap real fast because I know a lot of people were checking out my build that I was doing. Probably gonna post this on my tech channel, and I think I might even post it on my my cryptocurrency channel, based on the fact that all this was actually purchased with cryptocurrency profits, right? So this right here is my build. It's the Arctic build. And I'm just gonna do a little overview of what I got going on here, right? So we'll go ahead and start here at the bottom. This is the Rgb 850 watt. As you can see, there's RGB inside of it. That's the power supply. And that is right here. So this is a Thermaltake Tough Power Grand Rgb 850 watts. Next, we're gonna check out this cool water intake reservoir. Thinking about a car right now. So this is the cold water reservoir, and that is right here. This is the Thermaltake PR15/D5 reservoir, and inside that we have some C100 white coolant. You can see that there. Okay. We'll go ahead and move up here. You see these fans that are going. I got the 3 fans, and that was the Ring Plus 12. It's the radiator fans. So that is sitting on the radiator there. Okay. And that radiator is the Pacific RL360 by Thermaltake, right? In the back, you're gonna see the Arctic MSI motherboard. And that is right here. This is by MSI. And this is the Tomahawk Arctic H270. Go ahead and check out that memory. So those 2 memory sticks, those are 2 8GB memory sticks. So that's the RAM, right? And those are by G-Skills. And that is the Trident Z RGB. If you guys can see back there, I got some, this is that M.2 960 Pro, so that's actually the hard drive. So for those of you that don't know, back in the day, you used to have your regular hard drives, and they went to solid state drives. And now you just get these drives, basically installed right on the board. So your solid state drive that you might have, if you don't know what this is, it just has one of these inside of it. Now it just clips right into the board, so that's pretty sick. And that is here. And this is the 960 Pro M.2 NVMe SSD. Back in the back there, we got a water block, and that is by Thermaltake too. This is the Pacific W4 RGB. And this stuff right here is all DIY, right? Do it yourself. So basically, the liquid cooling was all done custom. And you can see that back there. And this all has, so the water block has controls, buttons on the back that could change it. And a lot of this, like the fans and the RAM and everything else, can be changed with software, right? In the front here, I don't have the box for this, but this is a Thermaltake just monitor. It tells me how cool the system is running, right? And basically what's going on here, for those that don't really understand what's going on here, we got, let me just give you the background on a PC if you don't know. For those of you that know, you already know, right? So in the back we have the motherboard, right? Just think of it as the foundation. Behind this right here is a chip. It's called a CPU. That's your computer, okay? Right now I'm running onboard graphics, but right here is where I'll put a graphics card, which is GPU, right? So motherboard, CPU, GPU, PSU, okay? Everything else you're seeing is a radiator that's behind these fans sitting on the radiator, and then this reservoir. And what's happening is the reservoir is pumping water up this one into the radiator. It's going through the radiator, which is being cooled by fans, right? And then it goes out of the radiator into this block, which is cooling the CPU, comes back out of the block, giving me the cool, and back into the reservoir, right? So this is all cooling the CPU so that you can push your computer as hard as you want, and it's gonna stay cooled, right? Normally what would be here is a radiator on top of that with a little fan. And I can actually show you guys one of those on the rig, which I'm redoing the rig again. So if you see right there, that's regularly what sits on a CPU, is a little radiator with a fan, and it cools the CPU, right? But when you're going big dog, you gotta go custom water cooling, right? So this piping is right here. This is Thermaltake, it's the V tube, right? And this is actually hard, hard glass that has to be heated up, right? So I bought this kit and this heat gun, and we had to actually mold these, right? Some people already have skills for this, right? You can get soft tubing, which will work the same, but we wanted to go big. Wanted to go custom like this. So, right, and then as you guys know, well, PC fans will know that there is a shortage on GPUs. So I do have a GPU coming. It's going to be it's either a GTX 1080i or it's going to be a Vega from AMD. So that'll go here, and then long term we're going to run this pipe into the card, and it'll cool the GPU too. So this is the Rgb Tube Fittings. These are what makes color run through these. These are right here and here. I didn't go all the way around. I just didn't want to go overboard. And then in the back there, you can see I got this RGB Firefly mouse pad, and I got the Mamba RGB mouse, and I do have a Razer keyboard too. It is upstairs, and I'll give you guys a look at the case, which is the case that you see there. It's a display case type case, built for makers. It's the Core P3 SE. And in the middle here, we have a 32-inch ultra-wide screen for gaming. And the box for that's over here. Got the ultra-wide gaming monitor there. There's the box for the 4K that's upstairs. So this was my main driver. It's a good PC. It wasn't really flashy. It doesn't really usually have the outside open. It's enclosed. It's a silent case. Cords were just kind of in there. I didn't really care because you couldn't see. In this case right here is like one of those sound deadening cases. So it's a little dusty. So this will get replaced with that, and the other one will go upstairs for editing. So once I get that card, then I'm gonna have to do is get the HTC Vive, and it'll be VR ready. Thanks for watching, everyone.